Welcome back. This is Lessons in Leadership. Mary, it's time for another Lessons in Leadership seminar on the topic of, graphic will come up, trust in leadership. Why are we doing this?
It is so important, trust. First, I think we should define really what we're talking about here. When we're talking about trust, it's trusting one another, it's trusting yourself, it's trusting your key stakeholders, whether it's a client, a customer. So trust is so important, especially when we're talking about leadership.
So first item, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Graphic comes up, first bullet point, go first. Put up the graphic, go first. Go first in what?
Yeah.
Mary, you and I are having a conversation literally this morning. And we're dealing with a very complex situation involving media, let's just say. And we're having a whole bunch of folks in our universe, externally and internally, saying, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Where are we? Where are we going? And I said, Mary, we need to go first. We need to proactively communicate to our team. We need to proactively go first and communicate with our underwriters and sponsors. We need to go first. Well, no, I'm waiting to see how things, I love my wife, Jennifer, she's great, but her book should be called, hopefully she won't see this. The book should be called, Let's See How Things Work Out. Jen, I love that strategy sometimes, but sometimes you have to go first. I say, Mary, I'm going to trust Mary if she shows me. Yeah, okay, go first. Take the risk. Mary, you say what to that? I went on my soapbox, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I want to make sure we get to other tips and tools as well about trust. But yes, going first is essential. You want to let the people in your orbit know what is going on before they hear it from others, or worse, before that rumor mill starts to spiral.
Go first. Second, how about this one? Open and candid communication. And I'm going to tweak this. It says open and candid communication, transparency. Be transparent. Yeah, I love that. Here's what I say. Be strategically transparent. Mary, what's the difference between being we tell everyone everything.
If you tell everything, you're going to scare the, craziness out of them. So you want to make sure that you're being transparent, strategically, intentionally. You want to make sure that you're sharing the key details that are need to know, because if you just start sharing everything that's either premature, speculative, you can create a sense of panic when there doesn't need to be one. And also, frankly, if you're not sure, don't share that information until you are sure, so you don't have to then take it back later.
So that bullet point should say, be strategically transparent.
I like that.
Okay, how about third one? Ready for this? Create a safe environment. Here's what that means. Trust is also based on the fact that people need to trust that if they say something, ask something, challenge you, and I don't always get this right, because there have been times our team members have questioned or challenged me or someone on the outside, and I get peeved and defensive, and it's hard then to trust, because how can I be honest if you're going to push back like that? We need to fight the urge to push back and create a safe environment for people to share their thoughts, right, Mary?
Agreed. So often I'll share something with you, Steve, and we've been there, and you may take it a certain way because you take it as whether it's personal or you feel it that way. And I'll say, Steve, this is a safe space. If we can't talk honestly and openly with each other, where can we? And that usually just takes it down a notch, because you do have to be open. Just as open as you are to give that feedback, you need to be open to receiving that feedback as well.
And Mary also is open enough to say to me, hey, listen, I want to remind you, if this goes sideways, I don't need to hear you say that I said such and such. Don't you say that?
Don't bring it up later.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they'll be like, well, you said. In the heat of a moment, you always just let those things float away, dissolve, and then move on to something more constructive.
Usually. Okay, last bullet point. You ready for this?
Yep.
Follow through on your commitments, meaning we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I promise we're going to financially, you're going to get it. And then here's what happens. There's a promotion, you're in line for it. And then we decide, or someone decides, that's not going to happen. We don't communicate with you. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say anything. And how are you supposed to trust me moving forward? In that case, Mary, you got to be totally transparent, even if you can't do what you said.
If you can't do what you said you were going to do, just be upfront and just don't ghost those people by not communicating at all. That's the worst thing to do.
So I know it says goodbye, Elvin. I got it. Do what you said you were going to do, but if you can't, own it. And be transparent. For Mary, Steve, we trust each other. We trust Elvin and Frank and our entire team, and I trust that we're out of time. We'll see you next time. This edition of Lessons in Leadership is made possible by the Buccino Leadership Institute at Seton Hall University, Prager Metis, Valley Bank, the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825, the North Ward Center, Jingoli Construction, the New Jersey Sharing Network, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the Helix, Fedway Associates Inc., the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Choose New Jersey, and Seton Hall University, showing the world what great minds can do since 1856.
This is Mary Gamba. If you want more leadership tips and tools, log on to stand-deliver.com. That's stand-deliver.com.
Promotional support for this edition of Lessons in Leadership with me, Steve Adubato, and my colleague Mary Gamba has been provided by NJ.com, NJBIA and New Jersey Business Magazine, CIANJ and Commerce Magazine, and the Meadowlands Chamber and Meadowlands Media.